Hi. Welcome back to Two Kims One Pod. I'm Peter Kim.
And I am Unji Kim.
And today we are diving right into something that I've been struggling with.
Oh,
which
is
is
straight into
high
struggle?
anxiety.
Yeah.
Straight to struggle. I have to get into it. Welcome back. I've been baking bread like it's the motherfucking pandemic.
When you say bread, describe
Bread.
Bread. Like a sandwich?
I'm talking
sour,
bagels.
Bagel?
Bagels. I'm not doing sourdough. I did that in the pandemic. I'm doing like quick loaves.
Uh-huh.
I'm really trying to get the bagel down
Bagel is hard.
at home.
Bagel's hard.
Bagel's hard. I'm boiling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proofing, double proofing. I'm going into the thing, and you
Yeah.
know it's
It's a process.
it's hard. It's a process, but this is how I manage my anxiety. I have to be in my body
Mm-hmm.
because, and you know, I'm going to the gym too, but it's just there's too much anxiety now.
Right.
Because of, I'm truly not even talking about Trump.
Right.
Like I barely am
Engaging.
keeping
Yeah.
up, engaging. Like people texted me about this Zelensky thing, and I was like, okay. I don't know what to give you. They're like, isn't this crazy? I'm like,
It's all crazy.
sure. It's all crazy. I don't know how else to heighten.
Yeah, it's-
like if you're in an improv scene, like we've already gone to the
Yes.
end.
Everyone's actually
someone
murdered.
should
Yeah,
swipe.
everyone is murdered.
Yeah. And Michael Scott's left, pointing the gun at his head.
And yeah,
Like that's where we are.
and we do have to sweep at it. Someone needs to be, but unfortunately, everyone.
Someone needs to be outside the
Yeah,
scene.
exactly. Someone from the audience actually needs to get up because everyone on the team is actually dead on the stage.
Yes.
So there's no one on the sides to sweep at it.
Yeah. No one's coming for us. There is no emergency contact. So when friends and family members are like texting like, "Oh my God, isn't this crazy?" I'm like, I can't engage with this anymore.
I'm baking.
Like, I don't know what.
Yeah. I'm baking.
I'm double boiling a bagel.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
It's an alkaline solution.
okay, you're worried about Trump. I'm worried about this boil. Okay.
Honey, I'm worried about yeast. And how active it is. Like that's where I am. I'm pandemic levels anxiety. That's how I know I'm not well because I'm baking so much.
And
Eric's loving it.
And still working out.
And still working out. Like I'm doing on top of working out, I'm baking. That's how bad it is.
But there's also a part of it where it's like a little bit self-destructive because you're like undoing the work.
Oh. At this point, like it's not working out isn't even for my body. It's so that I don't snap.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm doing cold plunges. Did I tell you about this? I did, right? Last
No.
episode. I'm doing cold plunges.
You're engaging in the cold blood culture.
Honey, it's when I tell you it's the only thing that is keeping the Han at bay. I'm on antidepressants. I'm working out. I'm baking bread. I'm doing everything to lessen my anxiety, and that's the only thing that actually works.
The cold plunge. I mean, there's a reason
cold
why the
plunge.
cold plunge is at the King Spas, and you know, like there's a reason.
But there is I was told by our friend Gilbert Galan, friend of the pod. He goes to the same gym now, and he told me that I'm doing it wrong. So he told me the right way to do it, and let me tell you, he's annoying, but he's right. He is right.
A friend of the pod. Annoying.
A friend of the pod and a friend of mine.
Annoying.
Annoyingly right. Yeah.
How are you supposed to be
Gilbert.
doing it?
You're supposed to do it at least. You're supposed to go into the cold plunge at least 3 minutes, and then do hot, and then go back into cold for 30 seconds. I was only doing 1 minute, and apparently, like the death response doesn't kick in till 3 minutes.
Oh.
And I don't know. This is from Gilbert, but
Again, a friend of the pod.
again, a friend of pod, not a scientist. So do not quote unless you're RFK fan. You'll quote anything. So it's apparently your body fighting the hypothermia is what kickstarts like your reset of your body.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually
so
something
that doesn't start till 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I mean, but it's also stuff that's like well documented in other parts. Like there's like actually types of genetic markers that exist among various Inuit and indigenous populations along the Arctic, where this is sort of evidenced. It's not often.
Okay.
It's not oft quoted.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not oft quoted in a lot of the cold plunge culture. But I was recently privy to this because my son is like learning about various human adaptations that have occurred genetically. Universally. So like there are some like populations that developed a thing for against arsenic, and it's like a genetic marker that emerges. And you know, there are things about the human body that
lactose intolerance with us. Yes.
Like, you know, there's something that's really adaptive, and under stress our bodies do respond. But the thing is, there's always a cost on another end. Right?
Yeah, I'm fucking freezing.
Yeah.
I'm not having fun. It's not a good time.
It's just a whole thing. But yeah, like I mean, I like the cold plunge. I
love it.
Yeah, but I don't love feeling uncomfortable like that. Very specifically cold, because I like I'm a cozy person, so indoor cat.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it helping?
Yeah, me too. When I have flipped off at some colleagues recently. And I have apologized, and it was on Zoom that was recorded, so there's evidence.
What do you mean flipped off?
Like I crashed out. Like I screamed and it was a tantrum of temper. Let's say. I know, at 43. This is I know. It's chinguro.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
And I need Jesus. So I'm seeking help. That's okay. So I understand.
Sure.
And I am seeking help.
Right.
So before I meet with these people, I cold plunge now.
Okay.
And it works. I am not screaming.
You're communicating effectively?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm taking into account what they might be feeling.
Wow.
It's like a booster shot of empathy.
Crazy.
And I think what it is a lot of times when I'm crashing out, temper tantruming or whatever, it's because I'm feeling attacked.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the feel. It's like fight or flight, right? Like that's why I snipe.
Yeah.
Like I cobra.
Yeah.
You know, sting because I feel like I need to survive in this situation. Right. Like I'm being eviscerated. So I have to fight back. And that is a trauma response. And when I do the cold plunge, and this is what I've been learning, is that like your body has already gone through the fight or flight response.
Okay.
And it's saying, I defeated this hypothermia.
You've slain the dragon.
I've slain the dragon.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people do this first thing in the morning, because like once you slain the dragon, the whole day is
just post-coitus.
It's nothing. Yeah, exactly. You're chill.
Sure.
You're like you're like impenetrable. You know, you're like nothing could fucking, I don't give a fuck. I just slayed the dragon, bitch. So like I do think that's a lot of it, is like my nerves aren't frayed because I've like shaved them down with the cold plunge, so that when I'm interacting with the same type of energy that used to fuck me up, now I'm like even keeled and able to like Tai Chi it away.
So do you think that it would put you at a disadvantage if you met a lion during the day?
100%. After cold plunging, I'd be lion meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would not be able to respond accordingly.
Run or fight. No, I would lay there and be like, eat this ass, lion.
At least it's cold.
Do me a favor, go ass first. So at least I can enjoy this stuff.
I mean, there's a part of me that...
That's so crazy. You lie.
I mean, there's a part of me that like this is like scarcity mindset, like trauma response, where I'm like, but what if a lion comes? Like there's always the expectation that it will.
Sure. Yes, that's what I am assuming, and I have been told actively that I am being come for.
Okay. So, and in this coming forth, you're experiencing extreme anxiety. You're working out, baking, Are you doing anything else?
So this is why I brought it up, because nothing's really working that well except for the cold plunge.
Okay.
And the cold plunge I use very sparingly because I do really hate the experience of it. So it's whenever I have to be in those high stressor situations where I feel like I'm not being heard or like whatever. So like I save it for those things. The rest I'm dealing with weed, masturbation, working out, baking bread, and generally just being bitchy. So
So it's just a slow release of gas all day.
it's an extended release pill.
You're testy. You're being testy.
I'm testy.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I know, I am like this. So I have decided to sign up for a pottery class.
Bitch,
So I'm
you're
gonna be
really stretching.
I'm stressed. I am very stressed. 'Cause listen, I'm also writing during the day.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just sitting here, with my thumb up my ass.
Sure.
I'm also producing, so it's kind of like I don't know. I've run out of ideas, so like I'm taking a pottery class. I need to work with my hands. I'm gardening, but like my house is like full.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of like plants.
Yes.
I've propagated every goddamn tree.
You love to
in my
propagate.
yard. You know what
Yeah.
I love, because bitch loves to steal.
Loves to steal. Yeah.
And so
I probably it's kind of like a free plant. It's like the
hello? Are you kidding me? Do you know how many what's it called?
trash orchids.
What's a
Yeah.
move-in party called?
Yeah.
Housewarmings that I've shown up to with a clone of my tree? 6. And every single time they're like, "Oh my god, where do I put it?" No, most people are like, "Thank you so much." My brother was like, "How do I take care of this?" I'm like, do you understand? I nurtured this cutting off a tree, rooted it in water for 90 days, and transplanted it into soil and nurtured it so it adapted to the soil.
And there's no cost to this time, because you know what I mean.
It's invaluable. Yeah. So you're welcome.
Your going rate as a writer. I mean, like just putting that hourly rate on it. This
so
tree
there
is
are no jobs out
$1,000.
there in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Exactly. There's no jobs out there. So like I'm writing on spec nonstop. I wrote a treatment for a musical.
Uh-huh.
I've started outlining a movie. I don't know how many new jokes I've written. Like I'm like pumping shit out as well as abating my anxiety at the same time. So it's like kind of good and bad because it drives me.
Sure.
But I'm starting to get scared about my longevity here.
Okay.
So I'm taking this pottery class. I'm going to make a couple of ashtrays and some more housewarming gifts.
I mean, is it like you
and see how that works?
It's like I think pottery is good. It's also it's good. People who have I know other people who have done it, who find it very fruitful, calming.
It's probably like baking, except you don't eat it at the end. It's like a more permanent baking.
Yeah, but it's also less forgiving.
For sure.
You know?
You got to be.
So like
you
it's
shake
like
a crack. And,
and like it's just I think it's it is an exercise in patience and like sort of like a Zen equanimity. So like that is like good, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be helpful. I wonder, at least for you, if doing something destructive might be helpful.
Oh, I would love to go to a break room. Or
kickboxing. Just like a rage.
Oh.
Like hitting stuff.
Kickboxing. I don't know about that because I tend to get hurt. Like I need to destroy without the like
danger to self. Yeah.
Yes. Which like takes any type of like martial art out of the way. But I do like the expression of rage.
Yes.
or like the physical. I mean, that's kind of what the pumping iron is. It's fighting against the gravity basically and weight, you know. So like it's punching that in a way. But you're right. I want to like I want to see things destroyed.
Right.
You know, maybe I'll make pottery and then make it as beautiful as I can and film myself destroying it. And be like part of like a you know those VHS loops that they put in the Guggenheim or something.
I mean, it's all content. Life is content. Your anxiety is content. It is content.
That's
all
right.
things are content. I mean,
live streaming my live stream. Yes, I don't know, but I do think a rage room would be. You know, I keep asking my friends this, and this is how you know you don't have enough Korean friends. Is that every time I like bring it up, people are like, "Sure, sis, let's do it." Are you? Yeah, cool. Rage, and I'm like,
yeah,
you guys don't have what I have. Because they're like, if someone asked me, they were like, "Do you want to go to a rage room?" I would literally jump at that chance. I actually met a couple of Koreans recently. Maybe I'll ask them to go. I'm making new friends.
Wow, you're really anxious.
I'm really anxious. Also, it's a little sad because like I wouldn't say a lot, but a good number of friends are continuing to move away from LA.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like steadily, like people are like leaving. You know, so you're like, and also like getting ready to leave or like talking about divesting and investing elsewhere, you know? So like, I don't know. I'm feeling like, I need to make new friends.
So where did you make your new friends?
They started as fans and they...
Okay.
They started as fans and we got along and we're like, oh, let's hang out. So it's like, we're going to go hang out, you know? So like, I was wondering like if the hangout, it would be pretty apropos to like meet Korean adult friends out in the wild and go rage together.
That's true.
It's similar to like 노래방, except you're raging emotions and not raging like
physically.
Physical. Yeah, it's like the same thing. But I would love to do that. Like wear some protective eye gear and just smash a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I'm like literally.
Have you ever done that?
No, but I have like done that alone. Like I've like burned things.
You've broken things. Oh.
Like I've done it like
feel
after like sort of very arduous or like painful breakups or like things like that. I've certainly and it's like it's helpful for me anyway because I'm a big packager. Like I like to compartmentalize and put it away. So the physical destruction, burning, sending away,
out of sight, out of mind.
So I'm not someone that super like harbors or like is you know sentimental in that way, especially with stuff like that. Like we're done.
Yeah. Like gifts and stuff? No,
I'm sentimental with that. But it's just like things that like have hurt me or I'm angry at. Like if I need to do this, let's go. You're done.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I wish you lived here. We should go.
Hey?
We would have so much fun. That'd be like such a great live episode.
Just us like breathing heavy into the mic.
Wait, that's such a funny concept of doing stand-up and then like in a rage room. Or like somehow creating like on stage like a protective glass area where you can smash shit. Like while they're like, imagine like, okay, I'm just like brainstorming right now. Go with me. Imagine you're on stage.
Okay.
At like, it would have to be kind of like a theatrical space, not really like a comedy club because usually comedy clubs are pretty tight.
Yeah.
But like, let's say a stage like Lincoln Hall or something, right? Or like Talia Hall, something like that, where like you can do kind of like a rock setup and you're doing stand up and there's like kind of like where you would put drummers behind a glass like partition, you know, or plastic partition. You have someone who rages and crashes things while people are laughing at your punchlines. So it becomes part of the fabric of the noise.
Yeah. And then whoever.
So it's like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. And there's like a physical manifestation of you destroying.
Yes, you crushing.
Crushing.
So like the less laughs, the less
Crush.
things are destroyed.
And then whoever
That's
crushes
kind of fucking cool.
and whoever crushes most wins. Comedy.
Wins. Comedy. And life, ergo life, and is worth living.
And then at the end you die. The loser dies.
Loser has to. It's the Hunger Games. Yeah, that's. I would fucking love that. Or even like crash, like do the crash thing in between transitions.
I mean, it would be
There's
fun.
something evocative about watching someone destroy something while someone up there creates something.
Oh, I mean that is.
You know what I mean? It's like very Kali, goddess of.
Yes.
You know.
You're really on a whole sort of artistic, like expression, abstract sort of
Yeah.
expressionism journey.
I think I'm being pushed towards it by this suffocating
Anxiety.
world and industry. Yeah. And like and it's coming from a place where my place of creative joy has become tainted into like commerce, and
I see. So wait, did
it's
you?
inexplicably, and that's what I'm feeling now, this stretch of like I'm not in control of my like creative destiny, especially even being here
Sure.
in LA, because it's so hard to even get stage time.
Wait, let me
By
ask
the
you
way.
something. Did
Yes,
you ever have
please.
an existential crisis as a young person?
Every week. What do you mean?
I mean, like in this way, like kind of like what you're doing right now, like this sort of
Like artistically
yes,
expressing myself?
like what I'm doing, what
young
it is.
writing.
Yeah.
Like I would write and draw when I was younger, like middle school. I was a bookworm, so I would be always writing journals, stories.
But like this
stuff like
existential
that.
question about like your like place as artist, or so even the expressionism of it all. Like, did you go through that period? Because
I don't think
because
so.
both of us went through it later.
Maybe in Chicago during when I was really like getting in touch with like physical theater and clowning. That's when I really stretched, I think.
Okay.
In that way, but I haven't since. I haven't like stretched artistically since then.
Okay, so maybe that's a part of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, clowning is huge in LA. Maybe that would help with some anxiety. Now, actually, that would be anxiety inducing.
I have been asked by a pretty major clown out here. Major clown.
And then his boss, Colonel Clown,
I'm older.
Commander
He
Clown.
has mentioned that to me before,
Yeah.
that like I have like clown
Energy?
instincts and good, big clown energy. Like I do, even the way I perform is very clown.
Yes.
So like I get that, and maybe that could be another way to.
I think there's a part of it where like
I would.
like I think
I might want to sing though. Like, I know, isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's so funny. Like every coping mechanism you describe, like I'm just more and more surprised. Like it's like I think.
Well, just artistically, I'm trying to do something so different than, like, I guess everything's really connected, but like comedy, I want to like strip it out and like try to apply myself differently. You know what I mean? Like, I almost want to like start from scratch artistically somewhere. I think that's where the pottery is coming from. Like, I get to like bring up like a blank slate to it, as opposed to like, something adjacent to comedy. I'm kind of like bringing what I know and the years of it.
Sure.
Blah, blah, blah. So like, I don't know.
Because for me personally, like in terms of dealing with anxiety, I don't know if my impulse would ever be to create. Like it's so funny when you're talking about like like that's why I brought up like destroying stuff. Like I think the way I would deal with would be like just run until I couldn't, or like just like it'd be a lot more about extinguishing something or destroying or like champing down or wetting or like whatever. I don't think it would ever occur to me to like make something and like bring like a zen like thing to it, I like would have to beat it into submission. That's my relationship with my anxiety versus calming it. But I mean, it's like
it's less for me not calming it, but like giving myself a place to put the anxiety that I'm putting into put the energy elsewhere that I'm otherwise putting into my anxiety. Because what I'm understanding it's thoughts,
right.
And I'm putting energy into thoughts. So I'm just trying to like divert that energy into. That's why I keep saying like into my body, because like otherwise, if it's still mental but diverting somewhere, it's easy to be diverted back for me.
Right.
So like if I'm in my body, putting that energy into through my body, then I'm dislocating that energy that wants to go to the thoughts.
For sure.
And forcing it into my body. You know what I mean? So I think destruction would work because I would be in my body and not in my head. Like, so anything that gets me out of my head, which, you know, even writing does work because once you get into flow, you're in flow one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like if you're in flow on stage, if you're in flow during sex, if you're in flow during like making something or whatever, like or watching something really. What do you mean? I only procreate.
I mean, literally, I was in a green room last night, and like this comic was describing his heartbreak, and I kind of was like, took a moment. I was like, I don't know if I've ever been in love. Like you.
No, don't say that. Max is so close.
Like I was like, damn, I ain't never felt like that. Like.
Wow. Do you really feel that?
I mean, not like the heartbreak and sort of that he was describing. I was like, I've never done that. I never even come close.
Yeah. As an adult, I haven't. But like when I was young, I was very open with my emotions. I was very like heart sick.
No.
I was romantic.
Yeah. I never liked anybody that didn't like me. And I never...
Wow. I wish I was like that. That's cool.
I guess.
I was always like pining after people.
Never pined.
Always. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I've only...
You're the piney. You're not the pioneer.
I mean, but I have also... how about this? Like the closest I've ever come to that is when I was broken up with. So that was like a pretty big heartbreak. But again, I was like, I compartmentalized that. I was like, I gave myself a couple weeks and I was like, and done.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you get over it. Get over it.
But this guy was like,
you have to get through it.
He was just literally,
you have to go through it.
He literally was like, it took me like months and like whatever. And I was like, I cannot imagine like doing that. I like this one. I was like, I don't know if I've ever been in love. Like comparatively.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. Like this is like, it made me feel crazy. I was like, wow, that's like actually sounds awful though.
It is awful.
Yeah.
It's awful to like, to be able to be hurt that much.
Yeah. Because I don't know if like the height of what he was describing feels altogether different than, you know, any sort of love and lust I've had in any of my relationships. But the heartbreak, I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
You know.
I think also it's a young thing. Like, you don't really do heartbreak as an adult. Like, you've just like, you don't have the energy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, he was describing stuff like he was like crying for hours. I was like,
that's a young thing.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go eat something. I was like, I gotta go bathroom. Like, what are you talking about? Crying for hours?
No, they're chores.
Yeah. I gotta take out the trash. There's a toilet that's clogged. Like, what are you talking about? I gotta go.
I gotta make bread. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Check out our next show. Unji, do you have anything to plug, by the way? Do you have stuff coming up?
No.
Okay, cool. I have some stuff. I am re-hosting a show called Oral with my friend Benda Engelstoft, and we're monthly at the Elysian now. So LA people, come check us out monthly. It's a variety show of oral traditions. Every last something of the month. Go check it out.
I love that. Oral tradition.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds like an old-timey blowjob.
That's right. A traditional oral. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.